Welcome to round 3 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of September 30th. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hi.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
We're moms of teens and young adults, and when it comes to parenting, we've been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. But we're still waiting for that day when we'll reach the finish line and have no further need to lay down in a dark room with a wet rag over our eyes, worrying about something or other. So Wednesday is complaint day here on Parenting Roundabout, and complaining about carpooling, it's a blessing and a curse in so many ways. We heard about this new app that's called Flock, F-L-O-C, and it is supposed to be a way to organize carpooling sort of more easily than the way I always end up doing it, which is big group text chains. Painful. But, at least we have texting.
Yeah.
So this is, this app, you just kind of you create a flock, which is your little group of people who are helpful to each other. And then you can, I guess, set up carpooling that way. So, it seems in one way it could be really helpful because, like I said, the group texts get painful. But there's already, I already have on my phone the regular text. I have WhatsApp for some other groups. I have a group me, which we use for our skating, all the skating stuff. So to add yet another app, I don't know if this is the best way to go about it, because I know there's even more. There's like a Team Snap, I think, is another one. So I don't know. How do we make this process workable?
I did like the fact, didn't they have something in the app where you can gift somebody like a cup of coffee or something like that? Yeah,
you can give them a gift card.
Yes.
Which I think you're right is a nice
except if somebody is generous and gives them out and then never gets any, there could be lots of interpersonal problems with that, but I like the concept of it.
Yeah. Terry, when your kids were younger, there wasn't so much texting, right?
Right. Well, we didn't have a lot of carpooling for stuff. I don't think they did really carpooling things. And there was a situation at one point where my son's friends would have been good opportunities for carpooling, except that neither of their moms drove.
Right.
So I was the only one that drove. So I was the carpool. I was a carpool of one. Yeah. I would pick everybody up and take them places. And I got tired of that.
Sure.
We still do. There's a friend of my son's, and we pick him and his mom up for things all the time. But there's never been a big group. Okay, you get everybody today, I'll get everybody tomorrow. When I was a kid, my mom and some other people did a lot of carpooling. So I've had that experience as a passenger, not so much as a driver having to organize things. My friend Lisa's mom would tap on the accelerator in time with the radio. So that was always fun. Beach Baby was the big hit then. Beach Baby, Beach Baby. We'd lurch along as she tapped on the accelerator. Good times.
Nicole, you were saying that the one time you carpooled, you hated it.
Yeah, I've had limited experience with carpooling because I grew up in a situation where I just walked to school, and then when my kids were younger, the school was a half a block away, so we, again, there was walking. It wasn't until we moved here that we lived far enough to drive, and then my daughter was carpooling with another student up the street, because we actually live quite a ways away from the elementary school that she went to, and it just it caused me more anxiety than what it was worth. Because we weren't really texting then, and I would just be so anxious about when that person would arrive. And then she was younger, she was in second and third grade, and it's a big school. And when I took her to school, I would actually get out of the car and walk her to her classroom and made sure she got to her classroom. And I know that the person who was carpooling would just basically pull up to the curb and the kids would tuck and roll. So it just, they made their own way up to the classroom. And that really stressed me out because I was hoping that, I was thinking about that and thinking, I hope she gets there. So it just caused me more anxiety in other ways that was worth it in the end. And, I didn't have that great of an experience with it. And then there was some confusion as to which day. I don't know. We ended up miscommunicating about a certain day and just kind of set things off on the wrong path. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
I just realized also that one of the reasons I didn't carpool a lot to school when my kids were younger is because they took the bus. They got the special ed bus.
Right.
So, there was no really taking of their friends to school because their friends were all taking the bus too. So even once I started taking them, none of their friends had been interested in a ride. So then I don't know how they were dropped off or what happened. I don't want to know, but eventually it just, the ride was so long. I guess that's the ultimate carpooling because they stop at everybody's house in the entire class or, more than the class. So
my kids have never taken the bus. I feel like it's like a cultural touchstone that they have just missed entirely.
Yeah. My son started taking it at age 3. But at some point it was taking an hour and a half to get to the school that was 20 minutes away. And I thought, you know what? I'll just take them. It's fine. I'm able. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of the benefits of an app or some sort of, more organized program is there's always, I have one situation where there's a dad who always brings my son home from hockey because that dad is a coach and he's always there.
Right.
And they live pretty close. So, but I'm always I don't want to assume that you're doing this, but thank you.
Right.
So I benefit from being able to toss him a gift card now and then because, it feels but of course, if it were me, I would be of course I'll just bring him home. I'm right here,
Yes.
So there's all those sort of feelings of guilt and did everyone reciprocate? And, that's. And sometimes we were fighting over, no, I'll do it. You did it enough, or I'm out anyway. And it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah. But again,
if there was a Dunkin' Donuts card in it for you, you probably would be even more. No, really, I'll do it.
Out of the way.
I'll do it.
But I mean, I certainly enjoy not always having to drive to the ice rink or wherever it is that I'm going. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. See, we never really had anything as carpool intense as that going on. So I can certainly see doing that all the time would be. If I could get a carpool for my son's job that's half an hour away, if anybody else there worked exactly the same hours and lived the same ridiculous half hour away, I'd be into carpooling for them. No. Once you get out of school, it becomes a little less centralized.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, I didn't even carpool for work, so I've missed that boat.
Yeah, are carpools popular in California? I don't think they used to be.
I mean, they have all the freeways now have the HOV lanes.
That's right. And do people obey that? Or do they just buy stuffed dolls to sit in the passenger seat?
They seem to, but they're not full. I mean, well, maybe during peak rush hour, but for most of the day, they're not that full. But, yeah, I mean, they're trying to do the whole carpool thing, but it's so hard down here to align. People are going in a million different directions for their job.
Well, I bet there's some sort of app for adults to coordinate carpool.
Oh, I'm sure there is, yeah.
So
I'm sure there's dating apps for people who carpool.
That's right. Carpool and stop off for a drink afterwards to get to know each other.
Or, I saw you in the carpool next to me.
Yeah, well, interesting things to think about. If you are in a carpooling frame of mind with your children, you might look into this app or come up with one of your own that would solve some of these problems. But that's going to be it for today's round 3. Tune in tomorrow when we'll obsess about kids' achievements, and then come back on Friday to see what we've come up with for our Roundabout Roundup picks this week. Find all of our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.